In 2019, Amy and her friends decided to take on the challenge of spending 24 hours in the Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. Known for its history as a tuberculosis hospital and the numerous reports of paranormal activity, it seemed like the perfect location for their adventure. Amy, along with her friends Chris, Sarah, and Tom, arrived at the sanatorium just before sunset. Armed with flashlights, cameras, and plenty of snacks, they were both excited and apprehensive. The old, dilapidated building loomed over them, casting eerie shadows as the sun set. The first few hours were relatively uneventful. They explored the various rooms and corridors, marveling at the decaying architecture and the remnants of the past. However, as the night wore on, the atmosphere began to change. Around midnight, they heard the first unexplained noise, a distant, echoing bang from somewhere in the depths of the building. Determined to keep their cool, they investigated the source of the noise but found nothing. Shrugging it off, they continued their exploration. In one of the rooms, Sarah suddenly felt a cold breeze brush past her, even though the windows were all sealed shut. She dismissed it as her imagination, but her unease grew. Around 2 a.m., they set up camp in the solarium, a large, open room with floor-to-ceiling windows. They decided to take turns keeping watch while the others tried to get some rest. Chris, on the first watch, soon found himself struggling to stay awake. Just as he was about to doze off, he saw a shadow move across the room. He jolted awake, shining his flashlight in the direction of the shadow, but saw nothing. He didn't mention it to the others, not wanting to scare them. At 3:15 a.m., it was Amy's turn to keep watch. She sat quietly, listening to the sounds of the night. Suddenly, she heard a soft, whispering voice right behind her. "I'm here." She spun around, but no one was there. Her heart raced, and she woke the others, feeling genuinely frightened. As dawn approached, the group was on edge, jumpy at every creak and groan of the old building. They decided to stick together until the sun rose. At around 5 a.m., they heard footsteps coming from the corridor outside the solarium. They huddled together, terrified, as the footsteps grew louder and then stopped right outside the door. Tom, the bravest of the group, mustered the courage to open the door, but found the corridor empty. Despite their fear, Amy and her friends completed their 24-hour challenge. They left Waverly Hills with a mix of excitement and relief, but the experience stayed with them. They couldn't explain what they had seen and heard, but they all agreed that Waverly Hills Sanatorium was a place they wouldn't soon forget.